Okay. It's been a while since I've been to the group. I've missed you all. I've been following communications on Facebook and such. And boy, I'm in Pennsylvania here, about an hour north of Philadelphia. And was it nice this year to be coming out from under the rock and actually playing some pubs and festivals
Hmm.
and I had a good season with my clawhammer banjo partner, and so it's good to be back with you folks this afternoon. This is a song welcoming spring, and I'm familiar with the Tommy Makem rendition of it. There's a piercing wintry breeze blowing through the budding trees, and I buttoned up me coat to keep me warm. Now I'm on the road again with a suitcase in me hand, me fiddle snug up close beneath me arm. I have a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues, I've rosin in me pocket for me bow. Oh, me fiddle strings are no, and I learned a tune or two. I'm well prepared to ramble, I must go. That was Stuart's turnaround there. I'm as happy as a king when I catch a breath of spring, and grass is growing green as winter ends. And I'm the geezer on the wing as the thrushes start to sing, as I'm headed down the road to meet me friends. I have a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues, I've rosin in me pocket for me bow. Oh, me fiddle strings are new, and I learned a tune or two. I am well prepared to ramble, I must go. Da, 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 da. Here's a health to one and all, to the big and to the small, to rich and poor alike, to foe and friends. And when I return again, may those foes be turned to friends, and peace and joy be with you until then. I have a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues, I've rosin in me pocket for me bow. All me fiddle strings are no, and I learned a tune or two. I'm well prepared to ramble, I must go. Oh, I got my verses switched up. I'm as I have friends in every town as I ramble up and down, making music at the markets and the squares. Oh, the donkeys with their creels, the farmers making deals, and yellow-hatted tinkers selling wares. I have a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues, I've rosin in me pocket for me bow. Oh, me fiddle strings are no, and I learned a tune or two. I am well prepared to ramble, I must go. I am well prepared to ramble, I must go.
Yay!
That's a happy one for this time of year.
Good one to begin with. Well done. Well done. Yeah, good to see you again. And
Thank
have
you.
you back with us. All right, Gaia, you are up next if you would, uh, if you're ready to go.
Well, I'm ready to go with a song, but it's I don't know, it's a song I didn't feel like singing this morning. But it's definitely not Celtic related.
That's
So
okay. Do it.
I hope everybody's feeling tolerant, but I may have wandered into the wrong chat area or something. Anyway, the wrong Zoom. This is a Leonard and McCartney song from the Beatles. You guys know the Beatles, right? I'm just joking. Joking. Blackbirds sing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbirds sing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of the dark black night. I kept it short just for your tolerance levels of my non-Celticness.
That's a those are some Celtic influences in those surnames, so you're okay.
Okay, keep me on track. Thank you.
Thank you for that. All right, very good. Welcome, Jeffrey. And Tom's joined us. Tom was with us. Where did Tom go? Anyway, Vincent, you're up next if you would care to entertain us. You need to unmute, Vincent.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
I haven't sang this song with yourselves now, and it was written by Tim Dennehy from Ireland. It's called the Carmagnole, and it's a French Revolutionary song. So there you are. 'Twas in the year of '93. When the French did plant an olive tree, a symbol of great liberty, and the patriots danced all around it. And was not I of telling thee, the French could fight right heartily, and the Carmagnole would make you free. But you will never mind me. In '94, a new campaign, the tools of darkness did maintain. Gaia's sons did form and train, and left their foes surrounded. They gave to Flanders liberty, and dealt the shot so far and free. At the Dutch and Austrians home did flee, and left the Dukes confounded. And was not I of telling thee, the French could fight right heartily, and the Carmagnole would make you free. But you will never mind me. On June the 1st, two ships at sea did drub each other heartily. Both sides claimed the victory, as they gloried in the slaughter. John Bon St. Andre was the boy, the hero of the French convoy. John Bull rang out his bells in joy, which caused the French much laughter. And was not I of telling thee, the French could fight right heartily, and the Carmagnole would make you free. But you will never mind me. Behold the great Batavian line, emancipated with the French combined. May laurels green around them shine, and may their sons long wear them. May every tyrant shake his head,
and tremble with his guilty head. May the floor the living dust be laid, and the man no longer wear it. And was not I of telling thee, the French could fight right heartily, and the Carmagnole would make you free. Ah, but you will never mind me. Our church and state in close embrace are the burdens of the human race, while people tell you to your face that long you will repent it. For kings and power and preaching drones are the cause of all our heavy groans. Down from your pulpits, down from your thrones, you will tumble unremented. And was not I of telling thee, the French could fight right heartily, and the Carmagnole would make you free. Ah, but you will never mind me. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, great one. Yeah, I know that tune as Dainty Davy.
That's right. That's right.
Lovely tune. Lovely
Wait.
tune.
What impressive pitch control you have.
Yeah.
You stayed in the key of C the entire 23 verses.
I had him in the key of A flat where I was playing from, so
Luckily, we
but
couldn't
it
hear.
was consistent. All right. Yeah, very good. We have a good crowd today. Welcome, Jen. You're on the list. We're going down. We go around. It's the Celtic session. I'm your host in Austin, Texas. We're very ecumenical and forgiving. So you can sing anything you want. So we'll play anything you want.
Could people let us know where they're hailing from?
Yeah. When you introduce yourself.
From?
Yeah, we'll do that when people introduce themselves, if that's okay with you, Ken. So.
Well, I don't know where Vince is from.
Sorry?
I don't know where Vince is from.
He's from Derry.
Oh, up Derry.
Up Derry. Derry.
Yes, sir. All right. So let's keep going here. Tom.
Yeah, baby. I'm
Where
ready.
you from? Where you from, Tom?
Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, lad. South Austin. Where else? Can you hear? I can't hear you.
I can hear you, but I'm so confused about where you are. Sounds
Yeah,
like
so am I. Just say South Austin, Independent Republic of
places
South
at
Austin.
one time.
This is delightful.
You're in Austin or Australia or something.
Yeah, who knows?
Queensland.
Doesn't matter.
It's from Australia. There we go.
That's right, exactly right. A to A. Here we go. Subliminal soundtracks. Irish songs from childhood as Stedfords. Beatles songs from adolescence. Retro songs from 70s and 80s, the 1870s and the 1880s. Anthem songs from demonstrations. All we need is love, 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 love. Imagine. And then we sing no more Kumbaya. More what's so silly about peace, love and understanding, when even Elvis Costello is old now, and the young all beats and programmed. We listen for a human voice singing through the bombing. Ukrainian folk songs of love and harvest. Russian songs of love and harvest. Music we can barely hear below the bombings. For our ears have heard the glory of 12-inch speakers in a walnut cabinet, when radio was where we gathered around at night, listening to intoned and serious voices, sharing the wide, deep world outside our tiny homes. We internalized War of the Worlds, believed Martians had landed and invaded. There was no gap between belief and fact back then. I hid under the blankets with my crystal radio set, tuning into Mexican border radio or community radio 3CR, 4ZZZ, 3RRR FM, where a new world filled my oracles with oracles. Winston Churchill, FDR fireside chats, Garrison Keillor, and Lake Wobegon days. They were our storytellers, and we believed in them. Radio announced invasions, wars, truces, amnesties, surrenders. Emergency alerts were sirens on our radio for fires and floods. We trusted in those voices. We knew them. Orson Welles to Richard Burton. Radio plays like Under Milkwood sustained our attention. Radio still fills our hungry ears, not franchise mass media. More community radio, co-op, KVRX, even KPET AM radio in La Mesa, West Texas. Local market reports, poetry, gossip, and folk news still fill our ears and time, devoted to listening for sounds of storms or songs, now play on because we contain multitudes. Like some jukebox at the end of the universe, different tracks for different customers. Some replay the 50s of their childhood, the 60s of their adolescence, 70s of their dancing days, 80s as greed and computers emerged, 90s with keyboard resurgence, 2000 Gen X and Y and Z with different emotional barometers, you see, to plumb our existential depths of folk poetry. Find what feelings are stuck in the fanzines, release them to the cloud of unknowing. Stream your consciousness and continuance, connected and not, alive or left to rot. We carry our folk emotions in this bag of flesh and release them slowly today. Life over little death. Thanks for listening. Yay, Ken. Yay, us.
Good one, Tom. Good one.
My pleasure, my friend. I'll pay you later.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, all right. I've got David next. David Polachek. Yes, please.
Well, thank you, Stuart. Nice to see you. Some of you may have noticed that I haven't been playing concertina lately, and that's because my concertina went off for the equivalent of a spa treatment and got completely rejuvenated through the good offices of that sterling concertina technician, Greg Joasis in Kentucky. So now she's back and better than ever, completely retuned. And I'm going to play an old favorite of mine, which is a song version of Sea Fever by John Masefield to the tune of Matt Hyland. And I'll follow that up with a little jig called Out on the Ocean. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And the wheels kick and the wind's song and the white sails shaking and a gray mist on the sea's face and a gray dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy line, to the gulls' way and the whales' way, where the wind's like a wetted night. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and a quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trip's over. Thank you.
Very good. Nice to hear that instrument back in the airwaves, David. Thank you. Very good. I'm going to assert my privilege as host and put me in next, and then Mary Jane, Jeffrey Hall, and Jen Witt, in that order. So there. That was David from Austin, and I'm Stuart from Austin. I'm really originally from Lubbock, Texas. So no, London. That's right. So something like that. This is a version of an old song that I heard on a Corries album in the 70s. It's called Peggy Gordon. Oh, Peggy Gordon, you are my darling. Come sit ye down upon my knee and tell to me the very reason why I am slighted so by thee. I'm so deep in love that I can't deny it. My heart lies smothered in my breast, but it's not for you to let the whole world know it. A troubled mind can know no rest. I lean myself on a cask of brandy. It is my fancy, I do declare, for when I'm drinking, I'm always thinking and wishing Peggy Gordon was there. Oh, Peggy Gordon, you are my darling. Come sit you down upon my knee and tell to me the very reason why I am slighted so by thee. I wish I was in a lonesome valley where womankind cannot be found, and the pretty little bird to change their voices, and every moment a different sound. I wish I was away in England, far across the briny sea, sailing over the deepest waters, where love nor care never trouble me. Oh, Peggy Gordon, you are my darling. Come sit ye down upon my knee and tell to me the very reason why I am slighted so by thee, why I am slighted so by thee.
Awesome.
Alrighty then. It's now Mary Jane.
Thank you very much. I've got a few traditional Irish songs for this afternoon. The first one is called Quare Bungle Rye. And I think this is a traditional song dating back to the late 1800s, but I think this version is the Dubliners' version. So. Now Jack was a sailor who roamed on the town, and he met with a damsel who skipped up and down. Said the damsel to Jack as she passed him by, would you care for to purchase some quare bungle rye, roddy, rye? Oh, the diddle rye, roddy, rye, roddy, rye. Thought Jack to himself, now what can this be but the finest of whiskey from far Germany, smuggled up in a basket and sold on the sly, and the name that it goes by is Quare Bungle Rye, roddy, rye. Oh, the diddle rye, roddy, rye, roddy, rye. He gave her a pound and he thought nothing strange. She said, hold on me basket while I run for your change. Jack looked in the basket and a baby did spy. Oh, begorra, said Jack, this is Quare Bungle Rye, roddy, rye. Oh, the diddle rye, roddy, rye, roddy, rye. To get the child christened was Jack's first intent, and to get the child christened to the parson he went. Said the parson to Jack, what will he go by? Bedad, now, said Jack, call him Quare Bungle Rye, roddy, rye. Oh, the diddle rye, roddy, rye, roddy, rye. Said the parson to Jack, that's a very queer name. Said Jack to the parson, it's a queer way he came. Smuggled up in a basket and sold on the sly, and the name that he'll go by is Quare Bungle Rye, roddy, rye. Oh, the diddle rye, roddy, rye, roddy, rye. Come all you young sailors who roam on the town, beware of those damsels who skip up and down. Take a look in their baskets as they pass you by, or else they might sell you some Quare Bungle Rye, roddy, rye. Oh, the diddle rye, roddy, rye, roddy, rye.
Thank you. And your kazoo, as always. Excellent. All right, Jeffrey Hall, and then Jen. Jeffrey.
Would it be okay if I read a poem?
Yeah, tell us where you're from, Jeffrey.
I'm from Austin, Texas. I don't sound like it. I still have my Washington, D.C. accent, but I've lived here for more than 30 years. Let's see. So I'm going to read a poem that I read for you when it was brand new, and and inconsequential, and it actually seemed to be worth following up on. So here it is, expanded, called Cruise of the Mountain Fleet. Among those indigo mountains beyond the lake, in warming wheatgrass meadows, dew coats peel off like whitest onion skins, float free, advance inchwise above rippling cornflower blue. Maintaining current headway, spirit schooners will loom upon these cabins in time for sunset for anyone who stays. Driving home, I'll mourn the idealized version of me who vowed to stay on for the purple ironweed and the wrens, to let the clean air work on me and make me friends with where I am. Thank you.
Thank you as always, Jeffrey. Very, very nice. Very nice. I had to remember to open my eyes at the end there. So anyway, very good. Okay, Jen, tell us who you are and give us something.
Okay, I'm Jen. When I never know what to say when people say, "Where are you from?" So I was born and raised in Manchester. I lived in the south of England. I've lived in America more than half my life. I was in Los Angeles for 25 years, and I'm in Tampa Bay area, Florida, the last 10 years. But sometimes I go to California, so I'll be in California the next 3 weeks. But my parents are from Ireland, from Cork, so that's where all my extended family is. Do you guys do Irish language songs or not so much? Any of you speak Irish? Yeah, no.
We have
okay.
some from time to time, but we definitely do
fine.
the language songs. So
Awesome.
please feel free to do so.
It's totally fine. So having not been in this group before, I'm going to sing English Irish song, Kathleen Mavournian. And I was actually written by an Englishman, but it was popularized by an Irish lady, and it's sort of Irish. So anyway, there you go. Kathleen Mavournian, the grey dawn is breaking, the horn of the hunter is heard on the hill. The lark from her light wing, the bright dew is shaking. O Kathleen Mavournian, what's slumbering still? Oh, hast thou forgotten how soon we must sever? Oh, hast thou forgotten this day we must part? It may be for years, and it may be forever. Oh, why art thou silent, thou voice of my heart? It may be for years, and it may be forever. Then why art thou silent, Kathleen Mavournian? Kathleen Mavournian, away the blue mountains glow in the sun's golden light. Where is the spell that once hung on thy numbers? Arise in thy beauty, thou star of my night. Arise in thy beauty, thou star of my night. Mavourneen, Mavourneen, my sad tears are falling, to think that from Erin and thee I must part. It may be for years, and it may be forever. Then why art thou silent, thou voice of my heart? It may be for years, and it may be forever. Then why art thou silent, Kathleen Mavourneen? Sinead.
Thank you. That was lovely. Very nice.
Hi, hey.
Grandma good.
Very nice indeed. Well, thank you for that. All right, I'm keeping an eye out for Philippa's return from supper or dinner or whatever she's having. But I will put her on when she shows up in with her picture frame there. In the meanwhile, we go back to the top unless I've missed anybody, and I don't think I have. So, Ken, it's all yours, sir.
All right. The Irish immigration to Pennsylvania was intense. We needed a lot of labor for digging out the coal and making the transportation routes to get that anthracite to the big cities. So they not only were miners, but they were navvies laying the track, and before that, digging the canals. This is a song about a canal that's about 2 miles from it right now. It's the Lehigh Canal. Interesting thing about the Lehigh Canal was that the state legislature could not fund it because they had other projects going on. So the people that wanted to build the canal, they said, well, how about if we buy the Lehigh River and fund it ourselves? So the state legislature allowed the Lehigh Navigation and Coal Company to purchase the Lehigh River, and it maintained in corporate possession until 1962, the only waterway in America that was privately owned by coal company. When I landed in sweet Philadelphia, the weather was pleasant and clear. I did not stay long in that city, as presently you all shall hear. No, I did not stay long in that city, for it happened to be in the fall. I ne'er reefed a sail in me rigging, till I anchored upon the canal. So fare thee well, father and mother, and likewise old Ireland too. Now fare ye well, sister and brother, so fondly I bid you adieu. Diddle-di-doo-dee-di-doo-dee-di. When I came to this wonderful empire, I was filled with the greatest surprise to see such a great undertaking. On the like I ne'er opened my eyes, to see a full 1,000 brave navvies work among mountains so tall, digging their way through the valley, cutting rock for to build the canal. With me tooralai-ooralai-a-dee, and me tooralai-ooralai-a, with me tooralai-ooralai-a-dee, we're digging the Lehigh Canal. Diddle-di-doo-dee-di-doo-dee-di. So I entered with them for a season, me monthly wages to draw, and being of very good humor, I often sang Erin go bra, still being an entire stranger. To be sure, I had not much to say, till the boss came around in a hurry, saying, boyos, 'tis grog time o' day. With me tooralai, ooralai, Eddie, and me tooralai, ooralai, with me tooralai, ooralai, Eddie. We're digging a Lehigh Canal. So I learned for to be very handy, to use both the shovel and spade. I learned the fine art of canaling, and I find it an elegant trade. Sure, I learned for to be very handy, and although I was not very tall, I could handle a sprig of shillelagh with the best man upon the canal. With me tooralai, ooralai, Eddie, and me tooralai, ooralai, with me tooralai, ooralai, Eddie. We're digging a Lehigh Canal. I had money in every pocket, with no woman to hold me in thrall. If happiness be in this wide world, I'll wager 'tis on the canal. And at night when we rest from our labors, be sure that our rent is all paid. We think of our dear ones in Ireland, and remember their loving kind ways. So fare thee well, father and mother, and likewise old Ireland too. Now fare ye well, sister and brother, so fondly I bid you adieu. With me tooralai, ooralai, Eddie, and me tooralai, ooralai, with me tooralai, ooralai, Eddie. We're digging the Lehigh Canal. Thanks.
Good one, Ken. Good one, Ken. Well done.
Ken, Ken, you sang a song here about immigration. I've just, I wrote a song there about a ship that left Derry Quay in 1847, and it was going to Quebec in Canada, but unfortunately it didn't make it, and it was the boat was lost at Islay off the coast of Scotland, and the local people asked me if I would compose a song that they were bringing out a DVD album, and they asked me if I could write a song, and that one came into my head. So I wrote a song about that. It's 16 verses long, but I would love to sing it at this minute in time. But it's being produced at the minute on the DVD, and I can't sing it until it's published, you know. But it was the Exmouth in Newcastle, and as I say, it was lost in 1847, and the song's finished. So as soon as I get it, I'll sing it for you, you know. And the other thing, Ken, as well, is that you're from Pennsylvania. I've been to media in Philadelphia a few times, and had a great time, and I was over there, so I did. You know, so.
Well, that's close to Duffy's Cut. You know the story of Duffy's Cut?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I do.
It's a great Christy Moore version of that song.
Cool.
So when I get this one here, and whenever this one's published, I'll sing it for you, you know. So.
All right.
Thank you, man. I think Philippa's now back with us in the flesh, as it were. So, Philippa, would you say where you're zooming from and give us a song, please?
From Derry in Northern Ireland, and I know Vincent, but I don't think I've seen him for about 2 years, except on Zoom. Well, since it's an Irish session, could sing something in Irish. Um, okay, Nuarí Show. It's a song by, I think by Sean Bonn. It's by one of the McGreena brothers from Branifast or Ranafarst. And he never married, and he's saying about all the girls he courted, and says people say he's damned for loving them and leaving them, but he's not very repentant. Nu vi misha og espadas spadoihu, a scaffer a stocky mesul manog, been some malus a bogus stealing a road low, been cutting a corlog and warwick and brown. Vi'r asgwr gwactynol a glasw ddod lonne, ag dawr yn isglen yn a lwcer y rom. Mogus ag erbyn y awch yn sy'n sacrenia, nan piber y sian y mo a jingon. Ach, elasyn mar be wyn y bladw, sé dag mi mar tami mar creator gandoi, se clímis se craime go círi mar cras, dag mech yn mochlanche na leistre go jo. A siammi ben allen no corky go malen, a cais shall e leiflem o crackis molin. Meg imach gan nawr a rist y sowagal, a la craich a cribrish a wheel trwm lo hen. Hatch malak actin yak I will leak in autumn, Jimmy mo vlas near unribim mo will. Ach me sianja get fiante the sheen a samsa. Ma creator at random for waru a tear. Ach yn I share and pardon galen the stage bra. Be kennel to cargel labrad and tail. Ma teil ralum go down the atame. Nak do go jo fire go flash nak neo. Akadim shiria go marlum go shiri. Then if in the bean a muscard mo clave. Na be blahis in nard master chini cry fa. A dig at the house a dag misha wheeling. Sachake lashin marbe when the bladu. She dag me mata me mo crater gandoi. Shakli misha cry me squealy mo cross. Dag mach mo chwanche na is for gojo.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Could you give us a brief English summary of the essence of that song?
I did before I sang it.
Oh, so I tuned out. Do it again.
Does the composer of the song never married, and in the song he's saying he has a known composer, Sean von McGreena, that he's courted all these women and left them, and but if he's going to go to hell, at least he'll be with people who understand him rather than the overly pious people.
I think she said he didn't
Melody
have
must
much in
get
the way of
around.
remorse.
Very good.
That melody must get around. It reminded me of the Bold Finian Men.
Yeah. Yeah, and David does a song about alcohol to that tune, as I recall it. So anyway, that was very good. So thank you very much for that. All right, it is Gaia. You are next, please.
Okay, well, So I went through, I had time to look through lists of Irish songs, and I have some Irish in me, but I never went to a pub. So I didn't learn all these tunes. So then I go, oh, oh, Danny boy, da dee da. I didn't remember the lyrics. So then I looked up the lyrics and go, boy, I don't remember the melody well enough to do this, and these guys are going to be able to do that one inside, outside, upside, downside. So I thought, well, I'll start with Oh Danny Boy, and then I'm going to go right into Paul McCartney because he's already got the seal of approval. And then I can sing a song, and it's going to be in my life. There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some are gone, and some remain. All these places had their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead, some are living in my life. I've loved them all, but of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never ever lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. But in my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never ever lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. But in my life, I'll love you more. I love that song.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's lovely. Lovely voice. Good. Very
You.
nice.
Mahalo.
Aha. I keep thinking I can hear the waves in the background, but that's just probably my romantic imagination on the airwaves. So.
Actually, it's not. What you're hearing is the fan underneath my computer. My
Oh,
laptop's
oh,
cool.
you ruined it. You ruined
I'm
it.
sorry. Ma, my apologies.
That's okay. I'll think something else. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Let's keep on moving. It's Vincent. You're up against.
Right. I don't know whether I sang this one or not for you now, to be honest. The red-haired man's wife. Ye muses divine, combine and lend me your aid. To pen these few lines, for I find that my heart is betrayed by a virgin most pure, who is dearer to me than my life. And from me she is flown, and is known as the red-haired man's wife. Remember the day when you gave unto me your true heart. You solemnly swore that never no more we would part. But your mind's like the ocean, each ocean has taken her flight. and left me bewailing the tale of the red-haired man's wife. A letter I'll send with a friend down to the seashore, to let her understand I'm the man that does her adore. If she would but believe that slave, I would forfeit my life. She lived like a lady, and ne'er be the red-haired man's wife. I offered a favor and sealed it with my own hand. She answered and said, would you lead me to break the command? So take it easy, since nature can cause so much strife. I was given away and will stay as the red-haired man's wife. May my life never end, nor my yearning for passion abate, till I and my darling recline neath the pleasant tree shade. No one to be near us but the blackbird in the green leaves alone, and the red-headed man in his grave with his head neath a stone. My darling sweet Phoenix, if now you would be my own, the patriarch David had a number of wives, it's well known. So yield to my embraces and straight put an end to all strife, or else I'll run crazy or gain the red-haired man's wife. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. All right. Moving along. Tom.
Hey, baby. Birds, bees, butterflies. You got to know, what do the birds sing in Austin? Even tiny wings defy all gravity. We're all part of the process this afternoon. Flowers are for pollinating. Gardens of this Austin world. Eden stronger than Armageddon. Spring means new life in Austin. Even if brief as butterfly wings, bees are busy with the buzz, man. They sing as they work, as they play, man. Flower to flower, garden to garden, making life grow golden in the glowing, man. It is spring in Austin, season for pollen and nectar, forager bees scouting for nectar to feed the brood, queen bee, worker bees. Not all bees are honey bees. Each trip 100 flowers, 4 to 5 miles of flower territory. Apis genus precious. Each honeybee produces only 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey. We devour everything. Leave some honey for the winter to prevent swarming. Love the bees, birds, butterflies of brief creation in Austin. Their sweetness makes this world sing. Where sunshine beams, rich and golden, grass and weeds rise over light night Austin rain. We have survived seasonal tornadoes again. Trees are again anarchist blossoming. Air is fresh and revivifying. People are still petitioning for peace and prosperity, for transgendering, Ukraine against censoring. Each day new environmental activism for Barton Springs and no sewage contamination. For bicycles, pedestrians, no IH35 gridlock forever. For rewilding our parks, not dumping crowds. For commercial concerts. For community radio, TV, independent media. For voluntarism and all self-help groups. For housing all homeless in tents, tiny homes and shelters. For peace officers in Austin, not police forces. Releasing past limits of sexism, racism, ageism, ableism, ismism. Opening to equality, opportunity, unity, harmony and community. We are living in green and golden days. Starry nights and moonbound magic. Why not sing our way through Austin today? Spring will hear you and sing along too. Your future relies upon you. Happy day. Try being miserable with that one.
Yeah. Springtime, baby, springtime.
Springtime, you got it, babe.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. All right, David, you're next, sir.
Yes, this is one of my favorite Scottish songs, and it's about a migrant farm laborer and an ill-fated love affair. It's called Bogey's Bonnie Bell. As I get down to Huntley Town one morning for to feed, I met with Bogey of Carney. With him I did agree to work his two best horses, to cart and harry and plow, and do anything about the farm I very well can do. But Bogey had a daughter, her name was Isabel. She was the lily of the valley and the flower of the dell. And when she went out walking, she took me for her guide to watch the waters roaring and see the small fish glide. When 6 long months were past and gone, this lassie lost her bloom. The rosy cheeks turned white and pale, and her eyes began to swoon. When 9 long months were past and gone, she bore to me a son, and I was quickly sent for to see what could be done. I offered for to marry her, but no, that would not do, for you're no match for my bonny belle, and she's no match for you. He sent me packing down the road without a penny of my fee. So fare you well, old Huntley town, a long farewell to thee. Now she's married to a tinker lad who comes from Huntley town. He mends pots and pans and paraffin lamps, and he scours the country round. Well, maybe she's found a better match, old Bogey cannot tell, but I was the first who won the heart of Bogey's bonny belle.
Yeah.
Wonderful, evocative. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you.
Very nice. All right, it is I. So here we go. This is a few weeks ago. My mother-in-law passed away. She's the age of 96. She's from a Texan of Scottish-Irish background. And about 5 years ago, my wife and I, my wife's a Texan, we took her for a tour of Ireland. And it was a beautiful week. We were there with a coach tour. And it was a sunny every day. And it was glorious long summer evenings. So we put her to bed at 6 or 7 o'clock, and we still had several hours of sunshine to go around the pubs and so on. And then Killarney, I took a couple of my whistles and sat in on a session and sang a couple of songs. And I found out if you perform in an Irish pub, you don't have to buy your beer. They refuse your money. It's a wonderful thing, at least in this particular pub for this particular tourist. But here's the song I sang, and it's a traditional, an old song, but Tommy Macon kind of made it famous, and it's called The Rocks of Bourne. Come all ye loyal heroes and listen unto me. Don't hire with any farmer till you know what your work will be. You'll rise up early in the morning under the clear daylight till the dawn, and you never will be able to plough the rocks of Bourne. My shoes, they are worn, and my stockings, they are thin. My heart is always trembling now, for fear they might give in. My heart is always trembling now from the clear daylight till the dawn, and I never will be able for to plough the rocks of Bonn. Oh, rise up, gallant Sweeney, and give your horses hay, and give them a good feed of oats before they start away. Don't feed them on soft turnip sprigs that grow on your green lawn, or you never will be able for to plough the rocks of Bonn. My curse upon you, Sweeney, you have me nearly robbed. You're sitting by the fireside now, your feet upon the hob. You're sitting by the fireside now, from clear daylight till the dawn, and you never will be able for to plough the rocks of Bonn. I wish the Queen of England would write to me in time, place me in some regiment, all in my youth and prime. I'd fight for Ireland's glory now, from clear daylight till dawn, and I never would return again to plough the rocks of Bonn. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, Mary Jane.
Well, that was Patty West, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Same melody as Patty West.
Oh, yeah. The good tunes are worth sharing, man. Come on.
They sure are. Use them over and over.
This song is Brennan on the Moor, a traditional Irish song about an outlaw. It's of a brave highwayman, this story I will tell. His name was Willie Brennan, and in Ireland he did dwell. It was on the Kilworth Mountains he commenced his wild career, and many a wealthy nobleman before him shook with fear. And it's Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave, and undaunted, does young Brennan on the moor. One day upon the highway, that's Willie, he went down. He met the mayor of Cashiel, a mile outside the town. The mayor, he knew his features, and he said, young man, said he, your name is Willie Brennan, you must come along with me. And it's Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave, and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. young Brennan on the moor. Brennan on the moor. Bold, brave, and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. Then with this loaded blunderbuss, the truth I will unfold. He made the sailor tremble and robbed him of his gold. 100 pounds was offered for his apprehension there. So he with horse and saddle to the mountains did repair. Did young Brennan on the moor. Brennan on the moor. Bold, brave, and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. Now Brennan being an outlaw upon the mountain high, with cavalry and infantry to take him they did try. He laughed at them and scorned them until at last was said, by a false-hearted person he was cruelly betrayed. And it's Brennan on the moor. Brennan on the moor. Bold, brave, and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. They took Brennan to the crossroads. In chains he swung and died. But still they say that in the night some do see him rise. They see him with his blunderbuss in the midnight chill. Along, along the King's Highway rides Willie Brennan still. And it's Brennan on the moor. Brennan on the moor. Bold, brave, and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor.
Yeah. Good one, good one. All right, we've been joined by Gwen in listening mode, and Rory from Toronto is ready to play. I know that man. So it'll be a couple, but we'll bring you in there in a little while. About three
That's
people.
fine. That's fine. I'm late. I was playing somewhere else for the Clans and Scottish Societies of Scotland, and they went overtime. So, but I'm here.
Okay, welcome. All right, it is now Jeffrey. Jeffrey, are you still there? Yes.
Yes, I'm still here. I'm going to go ahead and try and play hornpipe for you. Not on a hornpipe or anything like that, but on my viola. A hornpipe is, I had to look it up. A hornpipe is a dance, and it's also a musical instrument. It's kind of like a bagless bagpipe, I think. Anyway, so this is called the Washington hornpipe, and it's in the key of B flat. And I'm going to play it at about half speed because I don't really have this under my belt yet. that was rough. Sorry about that.
Hey, it's music, baby. It's okay.
Yep.
It's live. That's
Everything
the
Awesome.
goes.
Thank you.
That's
I'll
the
work on
point.
it.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thanks, Jeffrey. All right, Jen Witt, please.
Yes. Hi. Awesome. So I'm going to sing an Irish language song, but I'm putting the words in the chat. So if you want, I think you've got the Irish and the English in there. It's a love song. Sorry. Is here geschauen, gan brea gan daud, tan hanik yuan tashwanla, is gayila cam nan aller down, o bango, o bas go bon the broiga. Sin stad vanny a Craig Mocree, as dag she mins in Bronack, is lies le fall near gam go brach. Oh, you'll take Mograg Aldamsa. O bjarlam fein na severus rin Spania. Go main shakas to sa ilum na fina gwilta iva. Kom lashkel. Gwilta iva tonar garda. O mishagas to sa ve postagra lein till is ma Biden no ges nil shapov stugrian na carigabana. Is a store and kin calcam as druldam go mergam be court and you lid carda. Idir hidagus had ban go bus skagnians a cabas. Byd o volag tagasag ac noen hon bala ys ciolbyn ac bacha wanta begol doglaca ys coestia i'r arend go brwach na carigabana. Sinead.
Lovely. Now I have to. Almost put me to sleep. It was that good. So soothing, I should say, soothing. Very nice.
Thank you.
All right. I think Gwen is just listening. Well, she can tell me if she's not. Otherwise, Rory is up. So we'll give her 5, 4, 3. Okay, Rory, you're on. We've been asking people to say where they're from, but yours is in your in your name on your Zoom. So
Yes, efficiency.
Well done.
So I'm in Toronto here. I'm in my kilt, but you probably can't see that. I'm going to play a slow air and a great too far march called the Conundrum. And the slow air is written by a Canadian guy. It's called Riding Mountain. It's the name of a park near Winnipeg.
Ray, for those pipes.
Pleasure.
So how long do you have the kilt on today? How long do you have the kilt on today?
Well, I put it on for 2 o'clock on my time, so it'll be 3 o'clock your time, and then that was a 2-hour, 2.5-hour meeting, and I played at the beginning and the end, and I came straight here.
What was the gathering again? The
It
Pipe
was called the
Society?
Clans and Scottish Societies of Canada,
Wow.
and we had people from British Columbia and Newfoundland and everywhere in between.
Excellent. Excellent. Sounds great. All right. Ken, back to the top with you, sir.
All right. Since boy, it's nice to hear pipes here in this session. Since this is probably the last go round, I think I'll do a parting song. I'll do the parting glass, since I've had several during our get together, and I think I'm due for some more. Murphy's up Cork. Of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I done, alas, 'twas done mostly to me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they were sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts that e'er I held, they bid me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend, and leisure time to set a while, there is a fair maid in this town who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her ruby lips and rosy cheeks, I alone she has me enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. A man may drink, yet not be drunk. A man may fight and not be slain. A man may court a pretty maid, and perhaps we will come back again. And so it has and ought to be a time to rise and a time to fall. I gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Did you find the key,
Beautiful.
Stuart?
Yes. I got three sets for every key.
Lovely.
David and I have this rule. We stay here for 3 hours. The rest you can come and go as you see fit. But there's another hour and 20 minutes. I'm just saying. So
I wish I had that long.
that's okay. We
It's been grand being here with you. It's been a long time.
Great to have your contributions again. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
All right, Philippa, you are up next.
Okay, I'll do another one in Irish. Spree Jog Niwaya, Bridget O'Malley or Niwaya. And it's one of the ubiquitous sad love songs of Bridge is going to marry somebody else, and he'll never get to lie in the same bed with her head on his shoulder. Ma chin kyun kyo go lua lua san no 가수 가리노거람 시도 로맨스는 시 약마 코리스 and a bookly beast the brogi is hog my tree for the adore the mahri Isavri jogni wire to a dark mockery cracha. Tak you are in Yahoo Washaka, trick yard line mockery. Tana kid to banda, the dead and naira. Iskudag to Babrat, and here Oriel must be near Besaila, Nanyala Kaskian Taila, Nabat Wandanyana, via Safasa and Train. Should Maris Magrasa, these trees shall the bright, Belinya lana haya, na nyaru clean, is waka jasog my, tak trio most falsehood. Ni bore war bio mai moroi memorian a hoish the story Jan re agus pi romsa Hian jenak den donak Eworingen shield. There's more verses, but I was afraid I was not going to remember the next one, so let's stop there.
Awesome.
Certainly sounded sad.
Yes, it's very, very sad song.
Yeah, I thank you for that. Gaia's next if she's within switching distance. So I just talk for a minute or two to see if we're there. And I think anyway, if I think we'll move on to Vincent, and then Gaia could come back when she wants to there. So Vincent, you're up, sir.
1 minute. The generous man played the Scottish pipes there earlier on. I'll sing this Scottish song, which it's a friend of mine always sings this song, and I borrowed it from her for tonight anyway. Annan Waters. Oh, Annan Waters, wondrous deep, and my love's Annie's wondrous bonny. I loathe that she should wet her feet, because I love her best of any. Go saddle for me the bonny grey mare, go saddle her and make her ready. For I must cross that stream tonight, nor never more I'll see my lady. And woe betide you, Annan Waters, by night you are a gloomy river, and over you I'll build a bridge that never more true love may sever. And he has ridden o'er field and fen, o'er moor and moss and many's my heart. His spurs of steel were sore to bite, sparks were on the mare's hoofs flew like fire. The mare flew o'er moor and moss, and when he reached the Annan Waters, she couldn't have ridden a furlong more, had 1,000 whips been laid upon her. And woe betide you, Annan Waters, by night you are a gloomy river, and over you I'll build a bridge that never more true love may sever. Oh, boatman, come, put off your boat, put off your boat for gold and money, for I must cross the stream tonight, or never more I'll see my lady. The sides are steep, the water's deep, from brink to brae the water's pouring, and the bonny grey mare, she so wets for fear, she stands to hear the waters roaring. And woe betide you, Annan Waters, by night you are a gloomy river, and over you I'll build a bridge that never more true love may sever. And he has the right to swim that stream, and he swam on both strong and steady. But the river was wide and strength it failed, and never more he'll see his lady. And woe betide the willow one, And woe betide the brush and briar, for they broke beneath her true love's hand, when strength did fail and limbs did tire. And woe betide you, Annan waters, by night you are a gloomy river, and over you I'll build a bridge, that never more true love may sever. There we go. Lucy Donaghy. There we are.
Bravo. Nice job. I like it.
Awesome.
It's gloomy and inevitable. And it goes on to the deaths. That's why I like them, Vincent. Yeah,
I'm back. I'm
oh,
back.
good. Excellent. So why don't you step up next, Gaia? So
Stepping up. Okay, I'm just going to wait for everybody to mute. We've got 3 unmuted. There goes 2 out of 3. There. Now I'm easily distracted. So if somebody starts clicking around or something, I'm like, I lose my lyric. Okay, so you're not going to be surprised by this today, but I'm going to do a Paul McCartney and John Lennon song. And this time, is Eleanor Rigby. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Do, 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 do. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in a church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing a face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near, look at him working, darning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? I need to change keys. I look at all the lonely people. Da, 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 da. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came, Father Mackenzie, wiping the dirt from his hands as he walked from the grave. No one would save all the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? I've never sang that before, so now I've got a better sense of what key I should be doing it in. Thank you.
sounded great. Sounded great.
Just so the ones that have just joined us know, Paul McCartney is part Irish. Do, do, do. Do,
I like the verbal percussion you did there as well. That's very good.
Me too.
That's always a nice,
do, do, do,
nice
do,
touch.
do, do.
Yeah, very good. All right, so I think David now. David.
Thank you, Stuart. This is a sung version of a poem by a man named Edward Lear, who lived in the 19th century and was a well-regarded artist and is most well known for his nonsense poetry, such as The Owl and the Pussycat, The Jumblies, Calico Pie, and many others. And he also wrote this poetical self-portrait called How Pleasant to Know Mr. Lear. And I've set it to well-known folk tune that's been used for many other songs, including Come All You Tramps and Hawkers, the Ballad of Peter Emberley, and Bob Dylan's I Pity the Poor Immigrant, but it's a traditional tune, I believe. How pleasant to know Mr. Lear, who has written such volumes of stuff. Some think him ill-tempered and queer, but a few think him pleasant enough. His mind is concrete and fastidious, his nose is remarkably big, his visage is more or less hideous, his beard resembles a wig. He has ears and 2 eyes and 10 fingers, leastways if you reckon 2 thumbs. Long ago he was one of the singers, but now he is one of the dumbs. He sits in a beautiful parlor with hundreds of books on the wall. He drinks a great deal of marsala, but never gets tipsy at all. He has many friends, laymen and clerical. Old Foss is the name of his cat. His body is perfectly spherical. He weareth a runcible hat. When he walks in waterproof white, children run after him so, calling out he's gone out in his nightgown, that crazy old Englishman, oh. He weeps by the side of the ocean, he weeps on the top of the hill. He purchases pancakes and lotion and chocolate shrimps from the mill. He reads, but he cannot speak Spanish. He cannot abide ginger beer. Ere the days of his pilgrimage vanish, how pleasant to know Mr. Lear. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, David. All right. It is I. So let's when I was growing up, I really liked a duo from Scotland called the Corries. They were good at writing, like Stan Rogers, kind of writing history of their country and singing a few popular Scottish Irish songs. And this is one that I remember them singing. It's called The Rose of Allendale, and it's actually a cheerful song, which is unusual for me when I'm in my Celtic mode. But this one's cheerful. Oh, the other thing I like about it is has the word lower in it. The only other time I've heard the word lower is in the opening soliloquy of Richard III, because he needed it to rhyme with that. He needed something to rhyme with hour. So you might spot this on the second verse. The morn was fair, the skies were clear, no breath came over the sea. When Mary left her Highland cot, wandered forth with me, the flowers decked the mountainside, and fragrance filled the vale. My father's sweetest flower there was a rose of Allendale. 'Twas a rose of Allendale. 'Twas a rose of Allendale. My father's sweetest flower there was the rose of Allendale. Where'er I wander, east or west, though fate here comes against to lower, a solace still is she to me in sorrow's lonely hour. When tempest wrecked our gallant bark and rent her shivering sail, one maiden form withstood the storm, the rose of Allendale. 'Twas the rose of Allendale. 'Twas the rose of Allendale. One maiden form withstood the storm, the rose of Allendale. And when my fevered lips were parched on Afric's burning sands, she whispered hopes of happiness, tales of distant lands. My life had been a wilderness, unblessed by fortune's gale. Had fate not linked my lot to hers, the rose of Allendale. 'Twas the rose of Allendale. 'Twas the rose of Allendale. Had fate not linked my lot to hers, the rose of Allendale. 'Twas the rose of Allendale. 'Twas the rose of Allendale. Had fate not linked my lot to hers, 'twas the rose of Allendale.
I love that song.
Lovely.
That's a cheer. Oh, it's great. It's one I've done. I just like it.
I bet you pipe it too.
Oh yeah, it'll work on the pipes.
All right. Let's see. Oh, very good. On my detailed list here, it's now Mary Jane. It should get easier with less people, but the mind gets more tired in the third hour. So, please.
Well, this song, Johnny Has Gone for a Soldier, has many different versions, and I think the tune that runs pretty much through most of them is a Shoo La Roon, which means "Go, My Love," an old Irish tune from the 17th century, and I'd heard that tune before. These words supposedly are from a mid-19th century broadside by Kendrew of York, someone I've never heard of before, but it sounds like he's an Englishman. And it's about some war, but I didn't catch what war it was, where Johnny has gone off to be a soldier. But at any rate, it's a very sad song, the lament of the woman left behind. Fifes and drum he marched away. He would not heed what I did say. He'll not for a soldier. See, oh my, I loved him so. Broke my heart to see him go. And only time will heal my woe. Johnny is gone for a soldier. I'll sell my rod, I'll sell my reel, I'll sell my flax and spinning wheel to buy my love a sword of steel. Johnny is gone for a soldier. I'll dye my dress, I'll dye it red, and through the world I'll beg my bread. I'll find my love alive or dead. Johnny is gone for a soldier. Oh, my baby, oh, my love, gone the rainbow, gone the dove. Your father was my only love. Johnny is gone for a soldier. Shule, shule, shulagra, shura, sure, and he loves me. When he comes back, he'll marry me. Johnny is gone for a soldier.
Awesome.
Good one, good one, good one. Sad one, but good.
Yeah. Well, it was
Right
not
amount of
a real sad one.
right amount of mournful.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I heard that was about, I don't have in front of me. I heard that was like some European war in the late 1700s, early 1800s, and it got kind of adopted as a US Civil War song kind of thing. Because war is war, you know, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd heard a version that talked about buttermilk hill.
Hmm.
And like here I sit on Buttermilk Hill, and this one says Brandon Hill. So it's obviously
But Buttermilk Hill, yeah, Buttermilk Hill apparently was a battle in the War of American Independence.
Yeah, there you go.
So the song may have traveled from Ireland as early as that.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's what I remember. It goes way back. So at least
I know
100
that the Buttermilk Hill Trail is in Illinois.
Wow. But buttermilk is popular. Let's just state that at the outset.
But it's not Buttermilk, Illinois, it's Jacob, Illinois.
Ah, okay. All right. Homework for everybody on that song. So, all right. It now is Jen. If you would.
Oh, I thought somebody else was before me, but I guess it's changed.
Jeff is gone.
Yeah.
The poets have been seized by the muse of poesy. They have another gig at 3 o'clock my
Oh, I
time.
see. Wow. Busy day. Awesome. Well, somebody mentioned the Bold Fenian Men earlier. I can't remember what, but I thought I'd give that one a go just for fun. So, yeah. And there's more than one Bold Fenian Men, so this might not be the right one for whoever mentioned it. But anyway, never mind. See who comes over the red-blossomed heather, the green banners kissing the pure mountain air. Heads erect, eyes front, stepping proudly together. Freedom sits throned on each proud spirit there. Down the hill twining, the blessed steel shining, like rivers of beauty that flow from each glen. From mountain and valley 'tis liberty's rally, out and make way for the bold Fenian men. We've men from the north, from the Suir and the Shannon. Let tyrants come forth, we'll bring force against force. Our pen is the sword and our voice is the cannon. Rifle for rifle and horse against horse. We've made the full Saxon yield many a red battlefield. God on our side, we will triumph again. Pay them back woe for woe, give them back blow for blow. Out and make way for the bold Fenian men. Side by side for the cause have our forefathers battled. Our hills never echoed the tread of a slave. In many's a field where the leaden hilt rattled. Through the red gap of glory they marched to the grave. And those who inherit their name and their spirit will march 'neath the banners of liberty then. All who love foreign law, native or Saxon, must out and make way for the bold Fenian men. No offense to anyone. Sinead.
Thank you.
Well, the Fenians, of course, came, you may not know this, but they came north to Canada to invade us. And there was one casualty, Darcy McGee, and shot in Ottawa, and the bullet's hole is still in the door where he got shot.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. There
Yeah.
you go. The bold Fenians.
Them Fenians got around.
Yeah. Bold for you, but they pissed us off.
All right, well, moving right along. Rory, you get a chance to do your thing.
I'm going to play a beautiful slow air called The Mist-Covered Mountains. There's Gaelic words, but I don't know them. And I can't sing and play bagpipes at the same time. And it's followed up by a relatively new tune written by a guy from Nova Scotia. And it's called The Clumsy Lover.
Oh, this one still
Somebody's live.
Mary Jane needs to.
There we go.
Awesome.
Very nice. Mm-mm-mm. All right. My dog doesn't understand 3-hour sessions, so we're working on it. So 1 hour's good. 2 hours is okay. 3 hours is like that's just not right. So okay. Moving right along, we come back to the top now. We now go to Philippa. Philippa's now at the head of the list, so please give us another one.
Okay, I'm between doing an Irish version of Shularoon or a different song called The Bold Fenian Men.
Mm.
It's down by the Glenside is the other name. I don't know. Down by the Glenside, I met an old woman, a plucking young nettles. She ne'er saw me coming. I listened a while to the song she was humming. Glory, oh, glory, oh, to the bold Fenian man. When I was a young girl, the marching and drilling awoke in the glenside. Sounds awesome and thrilling, they that poor old Ireland, and to die they were willing. Glory, oh, glory, oh, to the bold Fenian man. Some died by the glenside, some miss the stranger. Wise men have told us that their cause was a failure, but they loved dear old Ireland, and they never feared danger. Glory, oh, glory, oh, to the bold Fenian man. 'Tis 50 long years since I saw the moon beaming on strong manly forms and on eyes with hope gleaming. I see them again, sure, through all my daydreaming. Glory, oh, glory, oh, to the bold Fenian man. I passed on my way. God be praised that I met her. Be my life long or short, I shall never forget her. We may have great men, but we'll never have better. Glory, oh, glory, oh, to the bold Fenian man.
Lovely. Awesome.
Yeah,
I have to roll out. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you for it, Jen.
Thanks. All right. We will keep going here. It's Vincent. Oh, sorry. It's Gaia. Excuse me. Too many pencil marks on my page here. Gaia.
Yes. So, of course, in this group, I'm just trying to figure out what to sing. But then before David did his song, he said something. And I said, that sparks an old memory. I'm going to pull up lyrics to I Pity the Poor Immigrant. Because he mentioned Pity the Poor Immigrant, Bob Dylan, before he did his song. And I said, I wonder if they'll let me get away with a Bob Dylan song. Oh, I know Stuart will come up with a connection for me. So I've never sang this song before, but I like this song and I think I can pull it off. Let me give it a try. I'm going to mute myself and clear my throat and then I'll be right there. Okay. I pity the poor immigrant who wishes he would have stayed home, who uses all his power to do evil, but in the end is always left so alone. That man whom his fingers cheat and who lies with every breath, who passionately hates his life and likewise fears his death. I pity the poor immigrant whose strength is spent in vain, whose heaven is like iron sides, whose tears are like rain, who eats but is not satisfied, who hears but does not see, who falls in love with wealth itself and turns his back on me. I pity the poor immigrant who tramples through the mud, who fills his mouth with laughing and who builds his town with blood, whose visions in the final end must shatter like the glass. I pity this poor immigrant when his gladness comes to pass. Something like that.
Very nice. Very appropriate, I thought. Yeah. Yeah, that's well, I forget his real name, but it wasn't Dylan, so I think it was a
Zimmerman.
huh?
Zimmerman.
Is that Polish Jewish or German Jewish?
His grandparents were immigrants from, guess where? Ukraine.
Okay, well there you go.
Very
Huzzah.
cool. Okay.
Universal story there.
You know, I've never the second two verses of that I didn't know the lyrics. I'm just reading them when I sing. But when I actually really looked at those lyrics and sang through the song right now, it's really good. It's a well-written song. I'm not a big Dylan fan, but I really like this song.
Yeah, that's good. That's a nice one. Okay. It is Vincent, please.
Right. Just before I come on to this song, I would just like to let people know, I don't know whether people know about it or not, but you see that song, The Bold Fenian Men, down by the Glenside? That was in the John Wayne film, The Rio Grande, right? Now you see when that came out at the very start, the Stormont government over here deleted it from the film. They put so there you are. So here we go. Well, step us up a wee bit. It's not a sad song or anything else, right? Come, Irishmen, both young and stern, with adventure in your soul. There are better ways to spend your days than in working down a hole. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", but they broke me across the back. By a name I'm known, and it's not my own. They call me Crooked Jack. and the gangers blue-eyed boy was I. Big Jack could do no wrong, and the reason simple was because I could work hard hours and long. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", but they broke me across the back. By a name I'm known, and it's not of my own. They call me Crooked Jack. And I've seen men old before their time, their faces drawn and grey. But I never thought so soon would mine be lined the self-same way. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", but they broke me across the back. By a name I'm known, and it's not of my own. They call me Crooked Jack. And I cursed the day I went away to work on the hydro dams. Our sweat and tears, our hopes and fears, boiled up in the shuddering jams. I was I was tall and true, all of 6'2", but they broke me across the back. By a name I'm known, and it's not of my own. They call me Crooked Jack. And they say that honest toil is good for the spirit and the soul. But believe me, boys, it's for sweat and the blood that they want you down the hole. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", but they broke me across the back. By a name I'm known, and it's not of my own. They call me Crooked Jack. There we go.
I really like that.
Yeah, great version you did there, Vincent. Yeah. All right. It is David.
Okay, here's an Irish song. It's called The Little Beggar Man. I am a little beggar man, a begging I have been for 80 or more in this little Isle of Green. I'm known from the Liffey down to Sigew, and I'm known by the name of Old Johnny Blue. Of all the trades that go, and sure the begging is the best, for when a man is tired he can lay down and rest. He can beg for his dinner, he has nothing else to do, only cut around the corner with his old bigot. Slept one night in a barn in Currabon. The night was shocking wet, but I slept until the dawn. Holes in the roof and the rain coming through, and the cats and the rats, they were playing peekaboo. Who should then awaken but the woman of the house, in her white spotted apron and a calico blouse. She began to frighten, but I said, boo, Ira, don't be afraid, Mom, it's only Johnny Blue. I met a little foxy-haired girl one day. Good morning, little foxy-haired girl, I did say. Good morning, little beggar man, and how do you do with your racks and your backs and your old bigot? I'll buy a pair of gaiters and a collar and a tie and an old-fashioned lady I will meet by and by. I'll buy a pair of goggles and I'll color them blue, and an old-fashioned lady I will make her too. Over the road with me pack on me back, away down the road with me great heavy sack. Holes in me shoes and me toes are peeking through, singing Skidamarinka-doodle and it's almost done too. I must be going to bed now, for it's getting late at night. The fire's all rigged and out goes the light. So now you've heard the story of me old rigadoo. So goodbye and God be with you, says old Johnny Doo.
Thank you, David. Thank you. We're getting to the last 30 minutes. People can leave whenever they need to. You don't get a bonus for staying all the time or to the end. So Vincent had to step away, and Jen also had to step away. So, all right, here's a song from Eric Bogle. I first really got into folk music when I was living in Hong Kong for several years. Got in with the Irish crowd there, and they had an international folk festival in 1992, and I was like, there were 42 acts. I was the 42nd. It's early days, and Eric Bogle was the top guy, and he had me sit next to him at a table, and I had a couple of beers, which I thought was very nice. Anyway, he's kind of a bit schmaltzy, but a bit of a narrative. He ended up in Australia, I think, on assisted passage for £10 back in the day when they did that. And this is about leaving his mother, Nancy. I'm not sure if he ever saw her again alive, as it were. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And this became an Irish song when the Furies had a bit of a hit with it. In comes the train and the whole platform shakes, stops with a shudder and a screaming of brakes. The parting has come and my weary soul aches. I'm leaving my Nancy home. But you stand there so calmly, determinedly gay. You talk of the weather and events of the day, but your eyes tell me, oh, that your tongue doesn't say goodbye, my Nancy, oh. And come a little closer, put your head upon my shoulder. Let me hold you one last time before the whistle blows. My suitcase is lifted and stowed on the train. 1,000 regrets whirl around in my brain. The ache in my heart is a black sea of pain. I'm leaving my Nancy home. But you stand there beside me, so lovely to see. But the grip of your hand is an unspoken plea. You're not fooling yourself and you're not fooling me. Goodbye, my Nancy, oh. Come a little closer, put your head upon my shoulder. Let me hold you one last time before the whistle blows. But our time has run out, the whistle has blown, so here I must leave you standing alone with so little time, and now the time's gone. Goodbye. goodbye, my Nancy, oh, as the train starts gently to roll, as I lean out to wave and to call, I see the first tears trickling forth. Goodbye, my Nancy, oh, and come a little closer. Put your head upon my shoulder. Let me hold you one last time before the whistle blows. And let me hold you one last time before the whistle blows.
Well done, Stuart. I'm a big fan of Eric Bogle, but I have not heard that song before.
It's a great one. Eh?
Yeah.
He is a Glaswegian at heart.
He is. He wrote the Green Fields of France, and the band played Waltzing with Tilda, which are huge, huge songs.
Yeah, to me, he's the Stan Rogers of Australia.
Yes, he is.
All right, Mary Jane.
Okay. I'm going to do a traditional Irish song, which Tommy Makem and the Clancy brothers also did. And it's a drinking song. And it's a pretty fun song to sing. The Jug of Punch. One pleasant evening in the month of June, as I was sitting with my glass and spoon, a small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. Tooraloo, raloo, tooraloo, ralay, tooraloo, raloo, tooraloo, ralay. A small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. What more diversion can a man desire than to sit him down by a snug turf fire? Upon his knee a pretty wench, and on the table a jug of punch. Tooraloo, raloo, tooraloo, ralay, tooraloo, raloo, tooraloo, ralay. Upon his knee a pretty wench, and on the table a jug of punch. Let the doctors come with all their art, they'll make no impression upon my heart. Even a cripple forgets his hunch when he's stuck outside of a jug of punch. Tooraloo, raloo, tooraloo, ralay, tooraloo, raloo, tooraloo, ralay. Even a cripple forgets his hunch when he's stuck outside of a jug of punch. And if I get drunk, well, the money's me own. And if they don't like me, they can leave me alone. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, and I'll be welcome wherever I go. Tooraloo, raloo, tooraloo, ralay, tooraloo, raloo, tooraloo, ralay. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, and I'll be welcome wherever I go.
right head. Well done. That's good. It's always good to liven things up in the last 30 minutes of it. Very good. All right, Rory, you're up, sir.
There we go. Finally figured out how to do it. Sticking to the pipes. Going to do my own composition of a lament I wrote for my late brother who died in 2015, and I played it at his funeral. And then to liven it up, I'll play a hornpipe I wrote for me mom. And she got to hear it and dance to it before her death. Didn't mean to be, but it's a happy song.
Good work, good work. An original too, yeah. I hate you through the screen. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Darren?
Originality is how tradition happens. So it's just,
Well,
you
it
just have,
starts
you just have
somewhere,
to wait
right?
a while.
Yeah, right. I got a long wait for these to be hit.
All right, Philippa, last round here. So, do you have one more for us?
Okay, then I'll do an Irish version of Buttermilk Hill, Johnny has gone for a soldier, and so on. So you don't need it translated because you know the story. You've heard a version of the song. A working evening all in no, by the trees but just a fall. It's through Anna Michelle at Hengo Joe. Escape to morning sun. Shoo, 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 the grass. Near there's a fire. A creation was. O dag to Misha. It's back to my house. It's got you to the morning sun. It's many a break to me the one. I cut the scales on handing you. I can't make it's tomorrow. Ask a to the morning sun. Shoo, 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 the grass. Nearly a fire. Ach, yes, and wash. O dag to Misha is back to my house. It's got you to the morning sun. Ach, to every shameless roic. Jimmy again a lishelwas. Jimmy mo wakalo madua. It's got you to the morning sun. Shoo, 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 the grass. Near there's a fire. Ach, there's an wash. O dag to Misha is back to my house. It's got you to morning sun. Shoo, 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 the grass. Near there's a fire. A clear sun wash. O dag to Misha is back to my house. It's got you to morning sun. And the last verse in that version mentions King James being routed and the wild geese. That was the supporters of the Jacobites that had to flee then to France. So that would date, not necessarily the composition of the song, but it would date the subject of the song to the late 17th century, late 1600s.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you very much for that. That was great. Yeah. All right. Gaia. One last song here.
My last song, I don't need to burden Stuart with figuring out the connection because as fate would have it, the connection was made sort of, what's the word I want? Serendipitously or synchronistically? I like the word synchronicity. Because I opened up my songbook, Rise Up Singing, to a page and it had a lullaby called All My Trials. And I went, now, how am I going to tie that into Celtic? And then I went onto my iPad and I said, list me all the songs that Paul McCartney does. And as it has it, it's alphabetical, and he did a version of All My Trials. So there's your synchronicity. I love that stuff. And he did he was really inspired to do this song, and so he actually put a live version on an album of it. So he loved the song, and here it comes, All My Trials. Hush, little baby, Don't you cry. You know your mama was born to die. All my trials will soon be over. The river of Jordan is muddy and cold. It chills the body, but not the soul. All my trials soon be over. I've got a little book with pages 3, and every page spells liberty. All my trials soon be over. If living were a thing that money could buy, you know the rich would live and the poor would die. All my trials soon be over. There grows a tree in paradise, and the pilgrims called it the tree of life. All our trials, they'll soon be over. Too late, my brothers and sisters, too late, but never mind. All my trials, they'll soon be over. That's actually in the section of lullabies.
Very nice verse. Put me to sleep, it did. It's that good, so.
You were looking tired a few songs back.
Yeah, thank you. I sometimes close my eyes just to enjoy the music more.
Well,
Honest.
all of my exes said that I could just talk them right to sleep. They always said, because you have such a melodic voice, we sleep through the whole conversation, honey.
Yeah, right.
I'm okay with that. Get a good rest. I needed to just talk it out. I didn't need to be heard.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay. David. Oops. Yeah, David is next. So.
Here's a favorite one of mine, The Fiddler of Dooney. Poetry by William Butler Yeats, and the tune is South Wind. When I play on my fiddle at Dooney, folk dance like a wave of the sea. My brother is priest in Kilvarnet, my cousin in Mockwood. I passed my brother and cousin, they read in their book of prayer. I read in my book of songs that I bought at the Sligo Fair. When we come at the end of time to Peter sitting in state, he will smile on the three old spirits, but he'll call me first through the gate. For the good are always the merry, saved by an evil chance. And the merry love the fiddle, and the merry love to dance. And when the folk there spy me, they will all come up to me with "Here is the fiddler of Dooney," and dance like a wave of the sea. And when the folk there spy me, they will all come up to me with "Here is the fiddler of Dooney," and dance like a wave of the sea.
David, I like that. I like that thing you do by taking a Yeats poem and finding a tune for it. I think that's just a terrific thing to do. I still
Well,
can't
thank
get
you.
over.
I've done 7 by Yeats, and I've done probably something like 30 or 35 by other poets.
Yeah, well, that's a
But it's
God-given
fun.
talent. I like that. I still can't get over the Host of the Air because that's one of my
Oh, yeah.
favorite poems of all time.
Yeah.
Glad you like it.
You did it. Yeah, yeah, you did it here.
Yeah. That's a good one, I think.
Hey, good lad, it's great.
Thank you.
It's great. No, we've got. I'm gonna skip my go, and we'll have Mary Jane and Rory finish us off, and then David will take us out. So, with the usual. But thanks everyone for coming. But Mary Jane, there you go.
Oh, you're muted, Mary Jane.
I put my songs up and I didn't that's why I'm not ready. I thought I wasn't gonna get another turn. But if you can squeeze me in, I'll do it. This one's called The Heather on the Moor, and it's a traditional Irish song. As I roved out on a bright May morn, calm and clear was the weather, I chanced to roam some miles from home among the beautiful blooming heather, and it's heather on the moor. Over the heather, over the moor, and among the heather, and I chanced to roam some miles from home among the beautiful blooming heather, and it's heather on the moor. As I rode along with me hunting song and my heart as light as any feather, I met a pretty maid along the way. She was tripping the dew down from the heather, and it's heather on the moor. Over the heather, over the moor, and among the heather, and I met a pretty maid along the way. She was tripping the dew down from the heather, and it's heather on the moor. Where are you going, my pretty fair maid? By hill or dale, come tell me whether. Right modestly she answered me, to the feeding of my lambs together, and it's heather on the moor. Over the heather, over the moor, and among the heather. Right modestly she answered me, to the feeding of my lambs together, and it's heather on the moor. Well, we both shook sparkling down among the heather, and it's heather on the moor. Over the heather, over the moor, and among the heather. And we sat till the red setting beams of the sun came sparkling down among the heather, and it's heather on the moor. Now she says I must away, for my sheep and lambs have strayed from others. But I am loath to part from you, as those fond lambs are to part their mother, and it's heather on the moor. Over the heather, over the moor, and among the heather. But I am loath to part from you, as those fond lambs are to part their mother, and it's heather on the moor. Up she rose and away she goes, and her place and name I know not either. But if I were king, I'd make her queen, the last I met among the heather, and it's heather on the moor. Over the heather, over the moor, and among the heather. But if I were king, I'd make her queen, the last I met among the heather, and it's heather on the moor.
Good job on that one. All right, I'm making a special dispensation. We're going an extra 5 minutes so Rory can do the last song, and then we'll do the parting glass with David. And that's it. So.
I will respect this privilege, and I'll play a very short, slow air, a very pretty one. It's called Lonely Loch na Ewan, and it means the lake of the little lambs, the loch of the little lambs.
All right, that was quite lovely, sir. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thanks everyone for coming, and David, get us out of here, please.
All the money that e'er I spent it in good company, and all the harm that I ever and joy be with you all. Oh, if I had money enough to spend and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town that sorely has my heart begun. Her rosy cheek and ruby lip, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, my comrades that here I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts I ever knew, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls onto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. I'll softly rise and I'll gently call. Good night and joy be with you all.
Bravo.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Stuart, for doing a good job on emceeing, my friend. Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Great job, Stuart.